Hey guys, Jason here with a word of the wise. Just gonna make a quick video here. Looking at Canada, here we are the next day. They are declaring a state of emergency for the protests that are happening there. And if you haven't seen it, watch yesterday's video. What are they talking about? 248 years ago, 1774, the people were protesting the British and their goods. So the British declared the Intolerable Act, and they declared a state of martial law. And now Canada, with all their goods and their economy all going down the toilet, what does Trudeau do? Declares a state of emergency. Pretty much about the same thing when they can do anything now. Watching a news report on Pedro V. You can watch the video with the Prime Minister Trudeau talking about declaring this, and then another guy comes to clean up, the wording and the details, and he says, with this State of Emergency Act, we can now evoke any laws we need in an instant to deal with any problematic scenes that happen, anything that goes wrong. So now you get some of those people that are extreme, and then all of a sudden they keep this thing going, or they get a little rougher, or they push back too hard, and then they can keep pushing these laws and keep these things going and going and going. Now Trudeau has sealed himself into his seat. You cannot get rid of him in a state of emergency. So where were we 2 years ago? Just wear a mask for 2 weeks. Trust us. And here we are 2 years later, and they've taken all this power and all this, well, you can't do that because we're in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic. See how these things can go and go and go. Also, I keep talking about the false prophets that are going to rise up. I was in a COVID lockdown last month in January, and so I was binge watching some things, and I've heard Theology Ed talking about Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings movie. So I watched that, bored out of my mind. I watched that just to see what I would see. He talks all about the eclipses that happened during the movie and a lot of different scenes in the beginning half, but it's the last half of the movie that it gets really interesting. There's a minute where he's in this other dimension with an old aunt or something that has disappeared into this dimension, and they're showing how their prosperity was back in the day and all these things were good. And then all of a sudden these soul suckers come, which look literally like demons or gargoyles, you would imagine. And they have octopus tentacles for legs. And they would grab the people up, and they were soul suckers. Now, I don't know in their Tibetan and all that if they believe in souls versus energy, but saying that they were soul suckers and seeing all these things that are happening with all this sorcery going on. And so the story continues as she walks down this wall all carved out in wood, and then all of a sudden the evil one came, and he was trying to take over the world, and then the good guy dragon comes out of the water, out of the sea, and then pushes the evil dragon into a mountain and seals him in. But here again, looking at that biblically, it's like the lesser of two evils. You have one dragon that's bad, and then you get saved by the other dragon who says he's the good guy. So that is the same thing I feel that we are going into right now. And then what do the people do? They worship the dragon, the beast that came out of the sea and saved them. And what are the false prophets going to demand? That you worship the first beast that was trying to save you. And who could be that guy that comes out of this? Obama? Trump? Draw numbers and names out of a hat. I'm sure it could be just about anybody. So just a word of the wise. God bless.